Good day, everyone. This is your host, Glysenel Carmela. Thank you for joining us today and welcome to our weekly podcast, where we will talk about interesting facts, discoveries, and intriguing news in the science industry. I know some of you who are listening out there might be thinking that this podcast is all about conspiracy theories or other fake news, but let me assure you that it is not. Anyway, in today's episode, we will be talking about animal testing. Yes, you heard that right. We will be talking about animal testing. So, if you are an animal lover who is currently listening to this podcast, you should listen well. And to those who does not care about those animals, you should listen because this series will change your perspective about animal testing. I am sure that many of you know about animal testing. And if some of you who doesn't know about it, animal testing is what scientists do in a laboratory where they test human products to the animal before releasing the products to the public. Horrible, right? Now, the great question is, what do scientists gain in animal testing? And why do they do it? Well, today we will talk about the positive and negative outcomes in terms of animal testing. As we all know, an animal test is any laboratory trial or procedure in which a living animal is made to experience something that is expected to cause them inconvenience, discomfort, trauma, or long term damage. Animal trials are not the same as sending your pet to the veterinarian. Animals used in laboratories are intentionally injured not for their own benefit and are normally slaughtered in the conclusion of the experiment. Animals used with research are usually born in the laboratory or in breeding facilities. Currently, millions of rodents, rats, rabbits, monkeys, cats, dogs, and other animals are caged in laboratories around the world. They are in excruciating pain, extremely frustrated, alone, and yearns to be free. Animal testing is a horrible experience to animals since there are more than 100 million animals slaughtered in US lab each year. That includes rats, rodents, frogs, dogs, cats, rabbits, hamsters, guinea pigs, monkeys, fish, and birds for biology lessons, medical research, curiosity driven exploration, and chemical, medicine, nutritional, and cosmetic testing. Others are forced to inhale poisonous gases until their deaths. Some are immobilized in isolation cages for hours. Some have holes punched through their brains, their skin are burned off, and their spinal cords are broken. Aside from that, animals in labs are stripped of everything normal and meaningful to them. In addition to the torture of the experiments, they are relegated to sterile cages, physically isolated, and mentally traumatized. The conscious, sensing animals used in experiments are handled as if they were disposable laboratory instruments. Over the years, many journals and articles have been published regarding the cruelty of animal testing and why it should be stopped. In an article published in the Journal of the American Medical Association, researchers discovered that medical therapies developed in animals is hardly translated to humans and warned that patients and physicians should be cautious about extrapolating the effects of prominent animal science to the diagnosis of human disease. Clinical trialists should expect poor replication of even high quality animal studies. Infections artificially caused in laboratory animals, whether mice or monkeys, are never similar to those that exist spontaneously in humans. And since animal species vary biologically in many respects, it becomes increasingly impossible that animal studies can produce findings that can be accurately translated and extended to human experience in a practical way. Apart from that, according to the study published in the journal Annals of Internal Medicine, universities often exaggerate that the result of animal trials performed in their laboratories and frequently encourage science that has unclear significance to public health and does not include crucial evidence or recognize significant limitations. Since experimenters seldom reports the findings of flawed animal experiments, other scientists and the public do not have easy access to knowledge about animal experimentation's ineffectiveness. Animal testing is also used in various industries for various products, including cosmetics, medicines, consumer supplies, and pesticides. Some procedures, such as those for possible carcinogen, includes injuring pregnant animals and their fetuses, while others use the same specimen repeatedly. Animal experimentation is harmful to humans and the environment. In addition to causing undue damage to animals, millions of animals used in research are wasted each year. Toxic or dangerous substances, bacteria, and infectious diseases have been found in animal waste. In the United States, one of the most famous ways of disposal is incineration. Animal testing is not really the best way to evaluate medications that might be used on humans. Two of the most often observed animals are chimps, which shares 99% of their DNA with humans, and mice, which shares 98% of genetic similarity. However, these animals vary anatomically, metabolically, and cellularly from humans, rendering them ineffective test subjects for human products. Some may argue that laws are in effect to protect animals from cruelty. This is true in certain cases. Animals are protected in a statute named the Animal Welfare Act and is a state regulations that regulates the treatment of animals in research and display. In conclusion, animal cruelty is unethical to animals. We should make more efforts to research on ways that do not require the use of animals because it only causes them harm. There are many methods wherein humans can be treated without harming any species. One example of this is collecting human cells and observing the effects of drugs and products on a certain cell in a petri dish, which can act also as an alternative to animal research. This method would minimize the need of animals used in drug testing and it would be much more precise. This kind of study is not only safe for humans, but it is also safe for animals. Furthermore, this will aid in the treatment of variety of diseases and would save more lives by empowering animals to be pets rather than laboratory animals. With 100 million or even more animals harmed every year involved in animal testing, change is necessary. Animal experimentation is not only harmful to livestock, but it is also harmful to the environment. Use alternative approaches and boycott animal tested goods to help put an end to animal research. We will put an end to animal experimentation once and for all if we work together. This was all the time that we have today, and we wish you all the best. I do hope you enjoy our session today. Thank you guys for listening.